we're going to talk about basic streamlining technique first. I know some of you it's going to be somewhat easy technique. I know because it's so basic, right? And some of you, if you're new to screenwriting, this is something you will learn in the screenwriting school. So it is basically screenwriting 101. So I'm going to talk about 3-act structure first, and then character development, and then we're going to talk about those traits and techniques in Oscar films. Okay, so 3-act structure is very old technique. Okay, I mean 3-act structure is the structuring they used many years. But in the 80s, this guy, Bob McKee or Sitfield, they kind of make it as like a theory, and then they made a structure, and then like people using the term. And oh yes, I don't think those stuff at the midpoint doesn't work, or the climax, or the act 1 break. So people start using the term, and then it became a language. So 3-act structure has been a screenwriting formula, but at the same time it's been language. But nowadays, contemporary movies actually they change a bit. They actually still use the 3-act structure. However, they don't really use it like we used in the 80s or 90s, okay? Because our contemporary audience, they actually find it a little bit boring if you follow 3-act structure, okay? But we still have to know 3-act structure to make your movies better, right? So so we have to know 3-act structure. So I'm going to talk about 3-act structure for a moment, and then afterwards, after learning this 3-act structure, you can use this technique into your movie, right? And probably, if you are struggling with your movie idea that recently you came up with, then yeah, why don't you use this technique in your movies? Okay, so. So people always draw this line, okay, and then this midpoint. Okay, so in a movie, you gotta have to divide any movie into 2 parts, right? Okay, this is part A, part B, and furthermore, you gotta have to divide your movie into 3 parts. Okay, Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. It is just like college essay, right? It's just like college essay. Everything has beginning, middle, and end. In screenwriting term, you gotta to introduce a character, conflict, and resolution. That's what's going to happen in any movies. Alright, so Act 1, right, you gotta to introduce a character, and then he goes into this journey, or gets into a conflict or chaos, okay, resolution. Alright, so you have Act 1, 2, 3, and here, you gotta have to show who, what, when, where of your screenplay, of your story, okay? Who, what, when, where of your story. Okay, so who, pretty simple, your main character, your hero. What, okay, the goal your character is pursuing. When the story take place, and where the story take place. Okay, pretty simple, this is the world, okay, of your story. And inciting incident, this is inciting incident. Usually happen before 15-page mark or 15-minute mark. Okay, and this is when your main character first confront the problem. Okay, and this is the storytellers, will signal the audience that this is what's going to happen in the movie, right? Okay. Easy example is Dumb and Dumber. This is when Jim Carrey's character pick up the 007 bag and then gets into trouble. Okay. Or this is in Matrix. This is when Neo follows the right rabbit, and then now there's I mean we don't know this is point of no return, but then in movie this is point of the no return. So there's. Now we're slowly getting into the chaotic world. Okay, this is Act 1 break. This is Act 1 break. This is really kind of a threshold. This is the gate before we get into a chaos, right? what happened in the Act 1 break is usually your main character kind of have to make a decision, okay? If you, but we don't know if this decision is the right decision or wrong decision, okay? Probably the wrong decision, okay? Because we don't want our character to achieve the goal easily, right? Okay, this is one screenwriting basic rule, right? If you, I mean, of course, say for example, if you have a daughter, right? If you have a daughter and then your daughter wants a Barbie doll, okay? You don't want your daughter to have Barbie doll easily, right? Okay, because otherwise your daughter will ask for Barbie doll. Okay, I want that Barbie doll again and again, right? So basically, you know, you want your daughter to do homework or do the dishes, clean the room before you give the Barbie doll, right? So treat your main character like your daughter, right? So you set up a goal, okay? You have your main character, okay, and you set up the obstacle, okay? All right. So this is the first time your main character confronts the obstacle, okay, and make a decision, and then probably wrong decision. Okay, so we're going into Act 2, and then more obstacle, more obstacle. At the Act 2, this is the midpoint. There's a lot of people call it differently. Some people call it bam moment. This is the point when the movie actually the situation turns upside down, okay? Or in James Cameron movie, okay, this is 180-degree reversal, okay? So in James Cameron movie Avatar, okay, well, this has been a romantic adventure movie, and then you know, at this point, at the midpoint, it will change everything turns upside down, and then it becomes war movie. Titanic 2, okay, at the midpoint, this is when the ship hits the iceberg. So before the midpoint, it is romance movie. After the midpoint, you know, it is disaster movie. So and Sixth Sense, well, this is when we learn the little boy can see the dead people, okay, ghosts. So this is when the little boy says, you know, I see dead people. So in the Sixth Sense too, before the midpoint, we sort of feel ominous feel, and this is what we feel that something's going to happen, but we haven't seen any ghost yet until the midpoint. But after the midpoint, we start seeing a lot of ghosts, and then some weird shit's happening, right? Okay, so that's the midpoint, and then like, okay, so the world is totally different, it's chaos, okay, and then we slowly getting into more trouble. At the lowest point of the movie is happening right here. The thing I didn't talk about is Act 1 usually take 30 minutes, or screenwriting term 30-page mark, okay, and usually take 30 minutes to get to the midpoint, 30 minutes to get to the Act 2 break, okay? Act 2 break. And at the Act 2 break, this is the lowest point. For the main character, this is the point when the main character feels the goal is completely unachievable, okay? There's no way a main character can achieve the goal, right? So this is the lowest point. And some people say, oh, we're gonna have to kill one of our characters, okay? Because if you kill one of the sub-characters in the movie, main character will feel a big letdown, will have a big letdown, okay, and will lose courage immediately, okay. So if you're stuck at the lowest point, okay, trying to think about killing, you know, some of your sub-characters. Okay, so this is what's happening at the lower point, okay, and we have climax. Okay, this is when we confront the monster, or if you're writing a quest movie, this is when we are very close to the thing we've been pursuing, we've been seeking. Okay, this is if you are writing a rags to riches movie, then this is this is point when your main characters kind of